If you have multiple formatting extensions installed for VS Code, you can use the editor default formatter setting to tell VS Code which one to use when you run the format command. Here, for example, I have the prettier extension installed, and this is adding another formatter besides the built-in one that VS Code's JavaScript and TypeScript supports offers. So if I go and I try to format this file, so I'll just right-click and then say Format Document, you can see that VS Code has noticed that there are multiple formatters for JavaScript files installed, and it's asking me which one I actually want to use for this file. So I'm going to go and click on Configure down here. And now it's asking me which of the formatters I want to use. I could go and select Prettier, for example, here. And now it's gone and run the Prettier formatter. And whenever I run format from now on, it will default to using the Prettier formatter. Now, behind the scenes, what that UI was doing was actually just writing out a setting. So if I open up my settings here with Control comma or Command comma on Mac, and then search for default formatter, you can see that I have this editor default formatter setting that I can actually go and configure. Now, oftentimes you want to set this as a language specific setting, so I'm not going to use this UI. I'm actually going to switch over to the settings JSON view of this file. So I'll go up here, switch over to the JSON view of this file, and now down here, I'm going to have a language specific setting. So in this case for JavaScript, and you can see that here it's written a editor default formatter setting that is telling us that Prettier is the default formatter here. So that's all that UI was doing behind the scenes. You could actually write this setting yourself. You could go and add this for something like TypeScript, for example. So if I just go in here and change this to TypeScript, you can see I could have a default formatter there as well. I could then also go and change this. All the setting value itself is a extension name. So if I go in here and I say TypeScript, so I'll do VS Code TypeScript language features. Now it's going to use the built-in JavaScript and TypeScript formatter for JavaScript files and Prettier for TypeScript files here. So if I actually go and I run format again, and I need to introduce a few changes first. What is happening behind the scenes is now it's using the built-in JavaScript and TypeScript formatter instead of Prettier for this file. So that's a quick look at how you can manage multiple formatters and the editor default formatter setting for VS Code.